guys, this is Jazz over at Y Hip Hop. Of course, I'm here for my interview with Tampa Tony, Tampa's greatest. What's up?
What's happening?
What's happening? Okay then. So of course I want to get right into it. You're on the Y Hip Hop couch. I want to know why you chose hip hop.
Why I chose hip hop? Hip hop, I love entertainment. So being back in the days, being a DJ, that's where I started at first. My first grade in entertainment and engaging with the crowd. So it went from there to rapping. So I always love to see the crowd, the reaction of the crowd, having a good time. That's what moved me.
Got you. So when did you actually get into DJing? Because that would be like when you really got into the industry. I didn't even know you was a DJ.
Yeah.
See?
Started out a rock DJ. We started rocking rock and roll DJs.
Okay.
Back in the days, we was doing all the dances. We was kind of like, we controlled the streets as far as the music scene, because it wasn't no 94.1. All it was like, I think WTMP.
Okay.
And they didn't have that much wattage. And 88.5. So we was kind of like the ones that controlled the streets with the music.
Gotcha.
You had the vans riding around selling the tapes and stuff like that.
Okay, like P. Miller, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, so with that, with you transitioning into the rap scene, what was your first hit single? When did you see it like this was gonna be it?
My first single I ever had was Chunk That Choo Choo. It was a train record back in the days that was real hot in Tampa.
Chunk That Choo Choo.
It was real hot. That was my first single that got hot.
Okay then. So from there, I feel like you definitely took off. Like your music is one of those. It has one of those sounds that it's easy to catch on to. It's easy to juke to because you the juke city king. So with that, of course, tell me a little bit about the juke situation. How that came about. How did you find that sound?
The juke sound was more of a party, feel good sound.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? When you hear it, no matter if you don't know the words, you're gonna still move to it.
Right.
Words simple, so after the second time you hear it, you already learned the words to the hook. That was the whole meaning of the juke sound, just a party movement. Tampa has been doing party music since back in the days, since Bad and Crazy.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? So it's like trying to keep the same tempo and the same party vibe that we had from back then, and to bring it into the times now.
Got you. So now with you kind of creating that sound, do you hear a lot of like the newer artists? Do you see how they kind of got it from you?
Yeah, I see it, and I appreciate it because it's a craft that's from my city. You know what I mean? It ain't like it's just about me.
Right.
It's a craft for the city. This is what the city known for.
Most definitely.
We've been, way back in the days, different artists used to come down and see guys that, these the same guys that's in the streets. And you used to see them in Squirrel, City Ride, and all that type of stuff like that. And these the same guys that pull the trigger, sell dope, and all that. So it was like, man, y'all really party in Tampa. You know what I mean? That's our vibe.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Okay, so somewhere in that rise, we ran into a dilemma.
Yeah.
Okay, can you tell us a little bit about that? What landed you to get incarcerated? How did that happen?
Making up my own budget, trying to be independent. You know what I mean? Just going at everything from like the P. Miller situation.
Right.
He was independent, doing everything himself, funding everything himself. So that's what I did. I went back to the streets to generate the money to sponsor and do everything, invest into myself, you know what I mean, my brand.
And that's normal. That's normal entrepreneurship thinking, but unfortunately it's frowned upon, right? Okay, so and just from what we know from the internet, you were given a life sentence that you were supposed to serve for possession or 2 counts of possession of
cocaine,
and with intent to distribute and all this good stuff, right? But so I don't know too much about that, right? But what caught my attention when I was really able to understand everything that was going on was Obama granted you clemency.
Yeah.
So can you talk about how that felt, like how that came about, what you was feeling like?
It was amazing. When Obama got in office, he went to talking more about sentence reform. Sentence reform is trying to change some of the guidelines and correct some of the sentencing things that they have already in place for individuals that's coming in and that's already been in. So he was talking so much about it to Congress wasn't moving fast enough, so he took it upon himself, okay, well, I'm gonna start granting clemencies. So once he said that, everybody started sending their paperwork in asking. So what he did was, it was so overwhelming with so many individuals that he set up offices with attorneys, and what they was going to do the paperwork for the individual and go through and see that the individual fit the criteria, because it was a criteria of nonviolent drug offenders.
Got you.
You know what I mean? So that's how I was able to get in and get that. I got an attorney. The attorney did the paperwork. We did the paperwork, and then we went right through.
That's actually such a blessing.
Yeah.
So with that, I like I said, everything that I've been able to, that I know was off of research.
Yeah.
So it says that you served over 104 months of your sentence, but tell me like what the technicalities were. Like, what did you really have to go through?
What I had to go through was wasn't a whole lot, but you have to go through the point of them finding a halfway house. When would a halfway house be able to accept you?
Gotcha.
So while you waiting on all that, I mean, he granted you clemency for you to get out of prison, but you got to wait for them to go through all that process, and that could take 5 to 6 months. And then once you finally get the halfway house, then that's another 5 or 6 months.
Got you. Until you're able to really move.
To come out.
Got you.
Yeah.
And I know that was kind of like, I can understand the 6-month things, because I hit you up kind of like when you were first getting released. And I'm like, can I get an interview? Can I get an interview? But I know you had to take some time. Okay, so that makes sense to me now. Like I told you, I'm from Temple Terrace, y'all. I don't know nothing about this.
Nobody understand. It's another whole world.
Gotcha.
Prison is another whole world. The system is crazy.
So with that, can you tell me a little bit about some of the experiences you had in prison? Like some stuff that touched you that you might want to share with people?
There was a couple instances, seeing a lot of guys that kind of like give up, that gave up, so miserable that they're just willing to die in there. And then for Obama to come and bring something like the clemency, and to see the guys that's been down like 20 and 30 years get granted immediate release and stuff like that, that was like a blessing.
Priceless.
Yeah, it's like priceless to see it. And then to be a part of it as well. You know?
Exactly.
So it was a blessing to see that. There was another law that came out that set a lot of guys free that's been down a long time. It came out right before the clemency. So it was like seeing that and seeing guys just going immediately home. I mean, you see it in their faces, like they don't have no people, they don't have no family. All their family died. Their kids probably gonna move somewhere, they don't have their numbers. So it's like you're getting out to start all over again with no help. You know what I mean? So it was exciting and it was sad at the same time, because there's no way for me to help. You know what I mean? Nobody else to help.
And that goes back to, I don't know, like I guess when I watched this movie called Life, that's the only way that I could match that. Like you said, like they're getting out. Some of them are so institutionalized that they might rather just stay there than get pushed out into the world. I was actually going to ask you that. You brought up a good point, because how did that feel for you to be coming home to so much love? Like, how did that feel?
It was good, because I think that's what's helping me transition so greatly, because of the love that I'm receiving. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's a needed help.
Yeah.
It's a very much needed help. A lot of guys need that.
Right.
You know, because you get guys getting out of prison that's been gone like 25 years. When they went to prison, it was beepers.
Right.
So to come out and see a smartphone, they looking at a phone like they ain't never, like it's foreign.
Exactly.
You know, so
They gotta learn all
They
that.
gotta learn all that over again. They gotta learn
Right.
everything over.
Got you. Okay, so let's get out of that, right? So now I want to know. So you, Tampa Tony out. He free. He back on the music scene. What you got going on for us right now? Like what you into?
Me and Mike Smith just did this single called "Got It On Him."
Okay.
It's gonna be a banger.
Yes.
It's gonna be a banger.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So I see that you still keeping that juke sound.
Yeah.
And I actually like that because that's like the fill-in that we kind of need for the club music, all of that type of stuff around here. So I'm not gonna lie, I see you. One of the things that, you know, a lot of people that might be watching the show, a lot of artists are coming up. A lot of people are getting into the music industry. So what have been some of like your ups and downs, you know, in the music industry?
The ups and downs, as of right now, my ups and downs been learning the new wave, understanding everything is not the same way it was set up before I was in the music business.
Right.
So getting out 11 years later and seeing how it has changed tremendously.
11 years?
Yeah.
That's what 104 months equal. See, I was gonna calculate that, but I didn't have time. I just couldn't imagine.
Yeah, that's what all the
realize.
time calculated together.
Sheesh, 11 years. I think for 11 years, I would have punched him in the face. I would have straight punched him in the throat. Y'all was gonna let me out anyways. Jesus. Okay, so like you said, now you back on the scene 11 years later. But one of the things that I see is you've been able to mesh right in.
Yeah. I catch on quick.
Yeah, so
I catch on quick.
good one for that one.
I
Good one for that one.
I catch on quick.
That's a good comeback. So with do you have like any advice for maybe like a new artist that might be coming onto the scene, especially about adversity? Because it seems that you went, you know, through a lot of adversity, but it didn't stop you. You still going. So what do you have? What kind of advice do you have for people or artists that might be facing adversity, as far as they might have charges or they might be dealing with little stuff?
Man, deal with it. One thing about it is, no matter how far you run, the problem gonna still be there. You're gonna still have to deal with it. So go ahead and tackle it firsthand. Get it on over with and just keep moving on.
You're definitely right about that. You're definitely right. So as far as you working with Mike Smith right now on your single, what do you see kind of like as far as the music scene? What's your goals for the future? Like,
my goals for the future is to show the world just music.
you damn skippy. You hear me? And you better, because I don't know who else to do it. Who else is better to do it? So I kind of want to wrap up with one of our, start being one of our key elements of the interview. What are your 5 keys to success?
My 5 keys to success is quiet time is a must. You have to close yourself away from the world and all the distractions in order for you to hear yourself think. In order for you to hear the words that you, or the prayers that you asking for, to hear the advice that's coming to you. You can't hear it behind all the distractions. So you have to close yourself for at least 30 minutes a day.
Right.
Away from everything.
Right.
2, after every day, go back and reflect on everything you did that day before you go to sleep at night. 3, determination, dedication, and love.
That was beautiful. Okay, so can you tell for the viewers that might not know you or might not follow you already, can you tell everybody where we can find your music, where we can find your social media, Instagram, Facebook, all that stuff?
Listen, man, I'm on all social media outlets. I am Tampa Tony. Check me out. We got a lot coming, man, in the next couple months, man. We're going to flood the system. New single with Mike Smith. I got my single getting ready to drop. Man, it's going to be crazy, man. It's going to be crazy. 2019 going to be big for Tampa. 2019
going to be big for Tampa, y'all. So again, this is Jaznice over at White Hip Hop, sitting with Tampa's champ, Tampa Tony. He free, he coming back, he giving us some music, he giving us some grind, giving us some motivation. So y'all definitely stay tuned. Make sure y'all link in to what he doing, okay?